What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you all have had a great Saturday. Hope everybody's doing good. It was a good pool day for some folks in the Southeast. Other folks in the Eastern U.S. was more like a fall-like day or a March kind of day. Temperatures didn't get out the 50s and 60s for some people. If you're in certain areas of Virginia, it got cooler throughout the day. Certain areas of North Carolina, a good chunk of North Carolina, South Carolina, some parts of Georgia, and obviously Florida. You had summer-like weather today with some severe storms that are actually ongoing right now. Nothing too crazy, though. But the cooler air that's been affecting areas more out west, like, like Tennessee, for example, Mississippi, up into Kentucky, West Virginia, and the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, Ohio Valley. That air is moving in as we speak. Drier air is moving in. You'll notice that the humidity is going to begin to drop, and we'll all wake up to a cool, crisp Sunday morning in 50s, 40s for some areas, and still stuck in the 60s for some. But it'll be more like a spring day tomorrow. But I'm going to mention that because that's going to be a big shot because it's been very hot this past week. But a changing pattern is coming in for the next few days, and we're going to begin to discuss a major shift to maybe more of a consistent wet pattern, consistent chances of rain for potentially a several day period. So we'll talk about that. We'll break it down for you guys. If you guys have not subscribed, please do. Like the video if you do. Drop a prayer if you need anybody to pray for you. And I'll definitely do it, and others will too. And also, I'm going to mention this every few videos. There's a join tab right here, guys. You click that. It's an opportunity to just donate like $10 a month to what I do here. It helps me to purchase things that will make these videos more appealing to you guys. It helps me. It funds me going out and storm chasing, and it's just basically a way to kind of give back, to financially kind of get back all the time I put into these videos. So it's much appreciated. Thank you all for the incredible support. So let's get going here. So right now, I'm going to show you that long-range latest HRRR model. We're going to get into tomorrow morning. This is around tomorrow morning. Notice the cooler air. 40s in the Ohio Valley. 50s almost going all the way to the Gulf Coast. Texas stays pretty warm as the trough is mainly digging like this. Cool northeast. But check out highs tomorrow. High temperatures. Yeah, it's pretty warm in like central to southern Florida. I meant Georgia, and Florida is still very warm. But you go a little bit further north, get into North Carolina, the highs might only be in the 60s, even the 50s for some locations. And look at the Northeast, highs in the 40s and 50s, just a raw weekend for sure for the Northeast. In fact, areas in northern Maine might be warmer than areas much further south. And just a beautiful, almost spring-like day across the Ohio Valley, the Mid-South, and the Deep South. I think places like South Carolina is going to have a big-time temperature gradient. I think areas in the southern state could get into the 80s, mid-80s, and areas of the northern state could potentially be jammed up in the 70s and 60s. So tomorrow, I don't think is going to be a great swimming day. But we'll see. There's going to be cold air damming that's working its way in right now, a backdoor cold front. So you have dry air working its way from the west and dry air working its way in from the northeast. And they're kind of colliding, so it's going to bring definitely a different kind of air mass. So talking about right here is the potential for a pattern change as far as looking into next week. So potential for a much wetter, the chances for daily afternoon rain and thunderstorms. So here we go. And we're also going to briefly mention something keeps popping up down here in the real long range as far as the tropics. So we're going to bring that up too. It's interesting. There keeps being something kind of showing up right here and riding up some moisture in the tropics in between high pressure over here and energy over here. So we'll kind of watch this. But as we're getting into Monday, we're getting into Tuesday. It's kind of quiet, not a lot of rain. But as we're getting into Wednesday, you start to get a flow with this high pressure here. And it might be more of a southeast to northwest flow. So that means you'll be seeing maybe moisture coming up from the south or southeast. So say if you're in Columbia, South Carolina, you might start seeing showers and storms developing and actually moving northwest, instead of that classic from the west or from the northwest like we kind of had overnight last night. And that's because the positioning of high pressure. Now, as that might shift more east, we'll still have moisture, but the flow might end up coming out the southwest and northeast as the orientation of the flow around high pressure begins to shift this way. But altogether, look at all the green you see on the map in the whole eastern U.S. It looks like we get a ridge of high pressure on out into the Atlantic. So that introduces pretty consistently decent chances of rain and storms, especially as we get into Thursday of this coming week. And the pattern continues. And this gets into next weekend, but it looks like next weekend might be, and when I say a wet weekend, I'm not saying a washout, but you're going to have them showers, thunderstorms begin to pop up. And this pattern looks to stick around. So it looks like we're going to finally, I know my area specifically didn't get any rain last night or really today. So I know some areas have gotten some good rain today and yesterday. But a lot of areas are still getting mist, and there's some areas that haven't seen rain in 2 weeks, depending on your specific area. But check it out once you get past 10 days out. Look at this energy right here on the tip of Florida. This has been showing up a lot in the last several GFS runs. And this is the kind of stuff you have to watch to see if anything develops into the Gulf. And there's a low pressure that pops off there. And then check it out here. Some energy gets off the coast of the Carolinas and forms into something. But this is so far out, it doesn't even really matter. But I tell you what, the European pretty much shows the same thing. You get into Wednesday, and check it out. You got rain and showers and storms kind of popping up and moving in from the southeast. And then you get maybe some kind of front here that combines or stalls out, and you just get a consistent flow of showers and storms potentially for the East Coast. So it's good news for people who want rain. We need rain regardless. We haven't gotten enough more widespread over the last several days. So here it is. I want to show you this. This is basically water precipitation values. So the more brownish colors you see, or whatever color you want to call this right here, this is dry air. The yellows, basically you look at this meter right here, when you get into the yellows, the reds, into the pinks, that means the air has a lot of water in it. Basically, it means that you have a tropical flow. The air mass is really tropical. The higher this value is, the harder it's going to rain when you get a storm. So if you have, you call it PWAT values for short, even though it doesn't sound short. I always call it PWAT values, even though that's not really how you say it. Basically, you get values over 2 inches. That means that if you get a shower or storm, even though it's not even showing up that big time on radar, that means it is going to absolutely pour. So check it out. As you're getting into time, you got the dry air that moves through over the next couple days. But you're getting into Tuesday, you start to lose that dry air, and look at the flow that starts moving in from the southeast, and you get a tropical air mass that begins to move over. You get PWAT values. I'll just leave it at PWAT values. I like saying that. But it's precipitation values of 1.5 inches and higher, and even 2 inches in some areas, starting to move through mid to late week this coming week. And it really begins to get in a tropical air mass for the foreseeable future, which means that you're going to have the chance for showers and storms for sure. We look at this, and this is the EPS ensembles showing ensemble mean over basically between now and this time next week. So this is a week time frame. But check it out here. You get going here in time, and look at this. It looks like we are finally starting to see some rain showing up here, and this is for a week out, so a couple inches of rain showing up on the mean here on the eastern coast. So it looks like we're getting that, and let's see if I can find the climate center. It looks like we're starting to get more of a favorable pattern for consistent rain and showers. It's been very dry, and it even shows up on here. Here is the 6 to 10 day range as far as temperatures, but one thing I want to show you is the 6 to 10 day outlook as far as precipitation. So this is June 4th through the 8th. Look, the chances are higher than average for above average precipitation in this time frame. So it's a good thing. So I think we're about to get more into a wetter pattern for sure. We're going to lose the ridge of high pressure, which kind of already lost it. That's kind of already away. And it's going to be a cool next few days, and then we're going to begin to look forward to a more wet pattern. But that's all I got, guys. There's nothing crazy to really talk about, but we're just trying to figure out what pattern's coming up as we get deeper into the year. I was telling some friends today, I can't believe it's hard to believe that we're just at 4 months. We have 4 months until October, It's hard to think about. It's crazy. I feel like it was just the new year. By the way, I don't. If you're wondering why I'm saying October, November, and December are my favorite. It's my favorite time of the year by far. Favorite months of the year. So I always love fall time. But anyways, that's all I got. Thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a blessed night.